Hey everyone, it's 1:21 p.m. on the 2nd of June 2022. Boss is just staring at me like so intensely right now. Oh, something else got his attention. So today is Thursday. I had my online Zoom meeting with the person at uni. Someone walking past. Oh, right. Anyway, I've been nuts before. So I had my meeting with her, went for an hour. She was lovely. She very much appreciated my art. Not my art, but the person's art who I appreciate too. Yeah, she's given me a list of things to do or to look into, which was helpful. She did tell me something though, guys, that is awesome. It's super weird, eh? Because as students, we can work out our average, like our weighted average mark, right? That's our WAM. Our weighted average mark is like our overriding grade. And you basically just add all the units you've done, your scores together, and then you divide it by the number of units that you just multiplied, yeah? And it's a little different for me because I'm doing an arts degree. Now, this woman clued me in on some stuff that I had not realised. Definitely hadn't thought about it because you don't think about things you don't even register. But so I had told her the same thing that I tell everyone because the story is always the same. You know, storyteller at uni, currently 4 units to go. I live on a disability pension. Yes, I'm paying $100 a week rent for an awesome house, which I freaking love to pieces. But I'm also paying to go to university because I don't get loans here. And like anyone can do the math and see that doesn't really work, yeah? So obviously I'm doing whatever it takes to get this work done. And we've already, that does make your mind wander when you start trying to work at the math. But obviously I have savings account, I've done certain stuff, like I'm smart, I have tax accountant, I've done all the right things, yeah, guys. That's all I have to say about that for now. But anyway, throw myself off track. Why have I done that? Yes, because this woman told me some stuff I didn't know. So obviously I said to her, having fully only just recognised that this anxiety has clearly fucked with me. I'm like in my sixth year. By the time I actually graduate, which will be, as we've said, the end of trimester 2 next year, 7 years I'll have been at uni. But I will have an undergrad degree in psychology and philosophy, so 7 years worth it, as far as I'm concerned. In between that, I've managed to get, a certificate for in alcohol and other drugs. Excuse me. I swear to God, guys, I was washing my hands at the kitchen to come and make this video before therapy. This does at 2 and it's 1:24. And I fucking shit you not, guys. I was standing there and for something made me look at literally, I've got it with me, right? Something made me look at it and I was like, you need to take that with you. And I was like, I don't have reflux. I don't have indigestion. I feel absolutely fine. And I was like, take it with you anyway. And it just appears to have started. So let's see how we go. Yesterday I did buy my 2 loaves of bread and my dog food. 1 loaf of bread's in the freezer, but I treated myself to a packet of these because it was the 4 in the box on sale. Have realised since switching to the zero sugar ones, the lighter blue ones, I remember when I first went from these to them, because my sister definitely taught me one thing, if nothing else, which is how much empty calories you drink in a can of this stuff sort of thing, or whatever it is. And we're all aware of my Oh, I love fizzy drink. I love it. Usually I have my entire bottom fridge just full of it, of different flavours in there. But, you know, as I've said, things are happening in my life and changing, and I know how to be a sensible person, obviously. I wanted to buy my first home by the age of 21, and I did. I actually did. All by myself, too. And I bought my second one at 24. So the fact that I now live in a house that I pay $100 a week for, and I'm actually now literally considered at risk of homelessness, life does throw some curveballs, if nothing else, right? So where was I? I had therapy shortly. Ow! Ow! Don't put your fucking finger down the hole. Anyway, I had the meeting with her. So I was talking about WAMs, yeah? Now, obviously, I have actually no 100% clue. I don't think any student does, because how would we? It's a staff thing on how it is exactly worked out at the point of what is my overall WAM when I apply for the next degree, right? And again, I'm going to say I have no intention of applying for honours at mid-year intake next year anyway, so that doesn't change anything. I was told that it's an also, like, how did she put it? She was like, I'm so happy and grateful that you already recognise that you need to like intermit, is what it's called, intermit next trimester. I was like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, I don't want to be potentially moving into my car while I'm trying to find the right place, while I'm trying to do uni. And she was like, there's no way I'm allowing you to move into your car on any level. She goes, you would be put into emergency housing, and then, like, there are places that would look after Boss. And that's when I said to her, no, I said, Boss isn't just my dog. I said, Boss is like what keeps me going. Boss is, I mean, sure, he runs out the door while I'm in an absolute fucking crying, raging fit. I think anybody would, and that's understandable, yeah? Nobody likes that, including me. But yeah, I was like, if it got down to that option and that option, I said I'd choose to sleep in my car if it was even just a few nights in between whatever we're doing, because I've done it before with camping, and I can't explain what it is like. I'm never going to have actual children because just thinking about it makes me tired. So I'm good. I'm good with just my dog and my snake, as I say. And she's like, as always, you have a snake. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yep. Don't worry. I've sort of already taken care of that. Yeah, the guy with the backyard, I don't even use the word coming to mind. Not quite. He's got everything, man. He obviously is the one I get my rabbits from. I have 9 in the freezer out the back. But he would take him until I figured it out. So yeah, Sebastian is actually the one thing I don't have to worry about. I'm actually not worried about anything at all anymore. Something happened last night and changed. I did my tarot cards, and I'm learning how to read them intuitively. Yeah, and I just do them for myself. Which is interesting because I met someone recently who was like, I've never done tarot for myself, only for others, and I was like, wouldn't enter my head to want to do someone else's, at least intuitively, without the book, without having practice on myself. Anyway, getting all over the place, and I already got 30 minutes to my therapy session, and I have to talk for another hour for that. Oh, I say that like that's a bad thing. Yesterday, the trainer lady was like, oh my God, I can't stop talking. Olivia, help me. And I unmuted myself, and I was like, there's no such thing as over talking in my world. I was like, I talk to my dog, the air, the plants, the ants, the spiders. I said, I think we're all getting the gist, yeah. I talk to you guys. Now, I'm aware that I've started things, and I'm going to pull it together. Excuse me. I had the meeting. The woman was cool. I've got options. I totally forgot, I've already been now told this by a number of many people, but this is what happens when you're anxious. And I didn't think I was anxious, to be honest, given the update I was given by my landlord. It's kind of like, well, obviously it's calmed me down, but I think I've been trying to convince myself I'm calmer than I am, because excuse me, I was telling her what is going on, and she's like, I can already tell how anxious you are just by how you're talking, and how fast, and you're breathing this and that. And I was like, and I wasn't sure I agreed with her at the point. I was like, I talk fast. I'm aware of how long we've got. That's the same as with my psychologist, yeah. Fucking literally jinxed my fucking self, guys. I swear to God. Not jinxed, manifested it. Exactly what I didn't want. Universe doesn't hear the words don't or can't. So it's a whole nother thing. It's good for me that I've accepted I'm not going to be able to study next trimester. Better that I don't not enroll now. I said to her, look, I've tried to go and intermit these things a number of times. I said, I know it probably sounds quite ridiculous. I said, I don't understand it at all. I said, but there's an emotional attachment to this, and I, as it stands, have not been able to do it. I haven't been able to click the buttons and get rid of it all. I haven't. So I am still as effective on the 2nd of June 2022 at 1:32 p.m. still currently enrolled for trimester 2, which I've been told starts on the 4th of July, and census for domestic students is so much better. Fucking hell. I think I like that. Census is the 15th of August, and she was like, I think it's probably even better if you don't unenroll now. And she was like, I can do it for you, but you just need to sign a bunch of cite and reply to a bunch of consent stuff. And she said she fully understood my emotional attachment to it and why I haven't been able to do it. She was like, there are many students who cannot and will not accept that they need to intermit, and they will try to deal with everything you're dealing with. So what I'm currently dealing with the house and moving and bond and rent and logistically and all that sort of stuff, she's like, and they don't want to intermit. They want their degree, they want it done, they want it as fast as possible. 4th of July is Monday. Yeah, that's the day the units open. No, not yet. That's the day classes start, the first class. Who knows what I'm trying to say. Let's write it in my diary. So this woman was like, maybe it's a good idea if you just don't unenroll for a little while, and then just she literally said what it is that I've been saying, and that what I would say almost every student. Well, I'm not going to say that actually, because I've got fucking no idea. I've met some students who I just can't get my head around. But anyway, as I've said, I'm not the units haven't opened for what I'm about to go into. What I was about to go into in trimester 2. And yeah, I've already got all my notes and my wall of uni notes, and I've got my booklets, and I've got all the information and the textbook, and now the downloaded textbook, which is able to be. I might do that. Go back to listening to it in my sleep, because I still need to get the information in there. I absolutely need to start figuring out my statistics stuff. And the woman was like, just don't unenroll, and effectively, like I said, they'll take care of it until after you have downloaded every single bit of information you can. And when she reminded me of that, I was like, she has a very valid point, because for personality at least, I have some notes, but I haven't got all the stuff downloaded, and neither for the other ones. So, yeah. I'm going to unenroll after that, i.e. I've got all of my information I could possibly need, where like I need it saved, and then I'll unenroll. So that's going in my favor, as in the fact that I've already accepted it. That's fine. Accepted a lot of things. Like I said, I would have said, well, shit, stuff happened last night, and I very nearly almost fucked up. But then I've realized something. It's not a fuck up. There's my ability to share to the depth that I can, including like my therapy sessions. Far more important than me ever being registered or certified or any of that stuff, because frankly, if I have the knowledge and I can help and I can do stuff and people want to come and see me, I'm already available to work in that capacity. So like I can work for me, yeah. And I get to set my own rules, and as I'm going to keep saying, I want the degrees, I want the knowledge. And I even said it to her today. I said, look, I think the difference between me and others is, I said, first and foremost, I'm at university to learn, not to get a job, because I cannot be a full-time, 40-hour-a-week psychologist. It's not even a little bit feasible. Same as a researcher, same as anything. There is never going to be a time where I go back to like a 9 to 5 full-time 40, 50-hour week of work. Not going to happen. Can't happen. I will physically, mentally, and emotionally just like it's not even possible, right? That's where we're at, right? So it's like, in that sense, and understanding, finally realizing that living my life to the best of my ability, to be like and have my best life, like it's not a fucking destination I'm working towards, yeah? Being my best version of me and living my best life is right fucking now at 1:38 p.m. on the 2nd of June 2022. I am doing whatever it is I can to help myself. I have done so much training, and I pay for heaps of it. Like, all of university I'm paying for, as I've said. I did the free certificate for an alcohol and other drugs. I realise now in hindsight I should have done mental health or community or anything other than what I did, but I obviously did it for a reason. And as I've said it heaps of times, I don't know if I'm saying this again just to remind me more than anyone else, but it's like, fucking hell, I did like very intense, hardcore fucking training that I paid for to work for free for the National Suicide Line in Australia, and then I've done all the like mental health, first aid, CPR, suicide assist, now safe training, plus all the training I had to do obviously for both my job as a support worker in mental health as well as this peer support one. I'm in a weird sort of irritated, fidgety, can't stop touch my face, my hair, my everything, as I'm sure you could tell. Weird mood. May have something to do with the fact that I have been vaping a little bit because I'm in a fucking lot of pain. And I've just remembered before, and I messaged Rachel, that I only recently just learned, and if I knew this already, I've definitely forgotten, that 2-hour massages exist. I felt like an hour and a half was it. Every single part of me hurts just so fucking bad. Probably why I'm in my room this much. But yeah, I've had some vape, and I have actually, come to think of it, what have I been doing? I finished my sentence at Bay Uni. So, I'm helping myself, I'm getting as much as I can download, then I will have it unenrolled, it'll be transferred into T3, got the people I need to contact. But the most important thing she told me, and the thing that I started this whole sentence with 20 minutes ago, is that as it stands on their system, what they can see, and she actually can't see half of it, because I said to her, I said, disability at my uni, I said, they don't even know half of it. And I'm like, I have no more labels, I am Olivia. I've literally written on the fucking wall, yeah? Just what I talked about last night, or I talked about with that woman as well. But again, labels are labels because it helps people understand. And yeah, I got fucking heaps of them. And I'm trying to figure me out. But my point to that was she has no idea. She couldn't access that part of the system. Everybody has different clearance levels or whatever it is. Makes it more confusing at my end, I personally think. I wish they could all just see the same stuff. Which is probably, I will probably say that in an email, giving consent. But anyway, what am I trying to say that has taken me 21 minutes and 7 seconds? She could see my WAM. As it stands, not from where I work out, not from, I don't know, all the trying to guess which units, blah, blah, blah. My WAM on the university site currently sits at 76.58%. So she told me I need to really let the whole thing go. She goes, because that's it as it is. And I was like, I asked her, I think it's starting to rain. Oh, I hope so. I said to her, like, what does that involve? As in what I've just explained to you guys, like, which units? Does it include the first year for the associate's degree? Because I had to come in on that one. But because, she looked at it and she goes, but you got like HDs and everything. I said, yeah, except for the 2 journalism classes, because I had panic attacks even just walking into those rooms, which was my soul's way of going, get out, get out, get out. I couldn't be a journalist. No, wouldn't work for me. Makes my brain hurt. But so she went and double checked it all, and she was like, okay, so the average, and it was simply because of those 2 that I got distinctions and not high distinctions. So for the first year of university in 2017, which is when I did the first 8 units, right, guys, I got 79 overall, which is pretty good. And from then onwards, so 2018 onwards, which is when I unenrolled from the associate's degree and then enrolled in the Bachelor of Arts Psychology degree with a philosophy major, because I finally got what I was meant to be doing by this point. So this is how it would have worked. I had the option to do the full 2 years of associate's degree, right? And for that, basically what it means is you do the core for whatever you major, and then the core, so yeah, it's either 2 majors, you got 2 cores, let's just put it like that, and then the remainder are electives. But if you come in from an associate's degree, those electives aren't really electives because they're the actual associate's degrees units that you have to do to get in to get your bachelor. So the associate degree goes for 2 years, 8 in the first year, which I did, and then there would be 8 in the second year if you do full time, 4 and 4, and then you'd graduate from your associate's degree, and then you could choose to do the 3rd year, so the last remaining 8, so you got 24, and then graduate with the bachelor, right? But because of the grades that I got in 2017, I was just like, no, I remember distinctly how it all happened, but that's like stories all by themselves. But the outcome was unenrolling once I got the exception into the arts. So moving forward, my WAM, as in the 76.58, is from then onwards, and that's what they look at. She's like, that is what we see. She goes, I can see your WAM, this is your WAM. I'm not actually meant to tell you. And she kept making different faces. So you can tell when some people agree and some people don't agree with certain rules, yeah? within their job. But anyway, she's like, I don't actually care. She goes, well, if it's going to help you relax in regards to your university, she goes, I'm just going to tell you what your WAM is, and this is it. So that was very helpful. And the other super helpful thing I hadn't even recognized or considered or would have probably even thought of at all if I wasn't told, because, you know, there are just some things you don't register with, yeah? And that is that the majority of students are coming at it from a health and science degree point of view. And that'll be their background, right? Whereas I'm coming in from an arts point of view, because I have an arts, like a bachelor in arts with psychology. So I don't really, obviously, clearly, evidently, understand any of how the background crap works. But apparently the fact that I'm on an arts degree, and this is what I meant, I think is what she was explaining to me. This is what I've gathered. There's like allotment sort of thing for like the degree and who comes from where. And I'm not competing, so to speak, from what I can tell, with the people in the science degree, because I've done a completely different degree. So anyway, that would be cool. I'm not worried about uni at all anymore, because, you know, this is what I have decided and come down to, and I'll probably talk about it with my therapist, which is, I must admit, making this video for 26 minutes right before I'm about to speak to her could get interesting with what I remember I've said to myself. Anyway, I still need to use the bathroom and make coffee. I've been sitting on this V for so long. It's probably a good thing I don't buy so much fizzy in this anymore, because they all go flat. Probably why I end up heating up my fucking coffee so much too, because I'm always talking or thinking. I don't know. Anyway, coming in from an arts degree, my current WAM is already pretty fucking good. Not only was I considering it, but I've now actually been told to stay enrolled, download all information, and then unenroll before the census day. Cool, can do that. And I have a whole list of people to look at and get information from. And one of the really interesting things is I've looked into your area, and there's a company called such and such, who I think is really good. And I was just like, oh my God, I just did an online training with them yesterday with a team full of people from this exact company she mentioned. I was like, the only difference is they also told me to contact them. I was like, but from the point of view as getting a job. And that's when she was like, do you know what else you'd be really good at? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, a consumer, a consumer ideas like person in mental health. And I was just like, oh yeah. She's like, depending on where you think you are at mentally, stably wise. And I was like, I could definitely do peer support, because that's like the mental health support worker role I did, except like they're not much more clinical, much more Western medical, right? And then there's peer support, which is obviously perfect for me, because I get to talk about my stuff to help the next person. I mean, I already did that, I just wasn't meant to, but my clients appreciated it. But that was like a big thing that I learned, you know, you got to be careful who you speak to, what you say, boundaries. But yeah, peer support, interesting. I've got lots to look at. She did call me out on being anxious. I think I said earlier, she mentioned, oh, you can tell, and I disagreed. And it turns out I did agree with her. By the end of the conversation, I was able to go, I can say it again, say it to you guys, I'm not anxious at all in the way that I was. I'm not. And when I strip everything back to its literally bare minimum, Sebastian's fine. Everything that I want and plan to keep can go into storage, and Boss and I are comfortable in my cup. And when you look at it as a completely minimalistic point of view, I mean, I'm not anxious in that sense. I mean, all the people I've been told to ring and get information from and all that sort of stuff, like, I have to be in the right kind of frame of mind to do that. And I won't be doing it today. Sure as shit won't be doing it after my therapy session. What I really want to do, truthfully, is sort out my storage, because, like, I had to go through and delete again so much stuff off my phone. My online hard drive cloud thing is just so packed with fucking, like, it's so messy, right? And there's so much to do, and I still have to finish my story for work. I still haven't practiced my videos. I guess those are the things I'll talk about with her, but I've got to shut up. I'm at half an hour, almost 31 minutes, and I've still got therapies in like 8 minutes. Bye, guys.